Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Or I should say, tonight. It's nighttime. I usually don't stream around this time. But I'd figure I've been wanting to do like a stream like this where it's just, I don't have to stop every 50 minutes to talk about studying all the time. I like studying, but you have to, as somebody who, like, I guess in some way, like, produces content of any kind, right? Something I've learned is to entertain. You have to be entertained. Like, for example, I don't know if anybody knows who Dr. Seuss is, but at least here in the United States, he's like number one, number two as far as children's illustration books, like picture books. And if you look at his style of animation and his like drawings and his cartoons, this guy just seems like he escaped a mental asylum, So, what's up, AK? Happy New Year. You look like a different person now. Well, that's good. No, I don't know. I think, I do get like haircuts like probably last year, dude. I think your hair is kind of like, half of your like physical appearance. If have you seen somebody who's like shaved their head completely? They look like a different person. Hello, Very Lou. Hi there. Yeah, I don't have an agenda for today. And I'm gonna only like stream for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. Because I don't know, I've never done anything like this. But here I am, usually in this same spot. I was gonna edit some of my video I shot over the last month, I think, really, or 2 or 3 weeks. And I decided to jump on here for a little, see how everybody is doing. Something I want to like improve the quality of is my vocabulary. And I haven't been doing a lot of reading like over the last 5 years, like just just from a book. I think about shaving my head at least twice a week. Very Lou, I think you're very blue, and I think blue is really just like one step away from black. And once you're black, dude, yeah, dude, I used to dress in all black when I was in high school. At a certain point, it was just one color. And I don't know if I was even depressed. I think I was just a little confused, like, and I think my confusion came out. The way I expressed my confusion in high school was dress kind of like, I think when I see a dude in all black, I think something's up. And I guess like mentally I didn't even like, I was I don't want to say a ticking time bomb. I was definitely like kind of down for it. I would have joined a cult. I would have done something, at that age. But luckily I don't know, I kept myself somewhat clear-headed and avoided jail. I avoided just maybe being stabbed at or shot at. And the reason I say that is because a lot, like not a lot of my family, but some of my closest family has been shot, killed somebody, is in prison currently, and so went to school. I think I started wearing more colors when I got into uni. Because I was like, I'm black on the inside, I'm black on the inside, and that's just kind of more like the karate master thing, like karate master bleed on the inside. Like he doesn't need the karate master doesn't need to show you a karate chop. The karate master doesn't need to wear his karate suit, like his gi. I don't know what you call it in karate. He's just like one of those there was this show called like the Jackie Chan Adventures. I don't know if anybody knows who Jackie Chan is. He's like this Chinese kung fu stunt artist, very popular, at least in the US. I don't know how he does internationally. Chinese, I know he started in China, so he's like their biggest celebrity in China. Anyways, he had this animated show called like the Jackie Chan Adventures, and his grandpa, dude, was like a fucking, he was like a kung fu expert, and but he didn't look like it. He looked like your grandpa that you'd come home to during the holidays, and like very traditional kind of Chinese like old man. But in reality he was like Jackie Chan's like master. Oh, you've heard of Jackie Chan? Anyways, yeah, so that's kind of like what I have adopted is like I don't have one tattoo, I don't have a piercing, I don't have tattoos, like no makeup. It's just kind of all in the heart, and that's kind of like my kind of mantra in a way, my kind of like. But I think that's kind of cool because it definitely lets me like connect with more people, I think, because if I were just fucking all black and like I was like put like makeup on and like the earrings, the tattoos, the nose piercings, I don't know. I feel a little bit more liberated when I could just like wear blue one day and another day wear red or whatever, So what's up? It's 10 p.m. right now, which isn't too late. This is around the time I start getting ready to go to bed, actually, to get ready for the morning. But it's a holiday tomorrow in the United States, which is it's very interesting how people get holidays, dude. Dude, is there a holiday in your country, wherever you guys from, that's like a person? Like we have and I'm trying to think, and I think it's the only holiday in the US that we like is national. Is like like my employer gives me this day off, and it's Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. and he was just and I think the 50s, 60s, 70s, I don't know when he got assassinated, but he pushed for equal liberties, equal rights for people of color, at that time. So um, yeah, I mean, like it didn't get rid of racism, but it made it illegal in some ways, you know. Um, so you couldn't like, I didn't live during that time. I could only imagine like people getting like, I mean, it's horrific. I'm not trying to like laugh at the thing, but it's just like mind blowing how you know, we're human, but we're also so like um we're so animalistic in a lot of ways still. Like, man, like imagine like like really disliking somebody just because of the color of their own skin. So basically that's why I have tomorrow off, is because the United States has found a lot of like has given this man a lot of importance for the work he had done for you know, doing that in our country, and I think that's a really important thing. Um, but so I get to stay up a little bit. I don't have to get up really early in the morning. Although I do want to get up to work on some stuff. I don't ever have Mondays off. So I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow what I usually do. Um, but yeah, I've been like busy. Like Thursday and Friday, I had like appointments during like the late afternoon. On top of working, so it's like I have to get ready to stream. Like, you know, getting ready to stream is sometimes difficult because I might be able to stream, but for like 2 hours, you know, or maybe three. But I don't know. I feel like I'd rather just kind of really take advantage of like a good 4 hour stream. So we'll see. Uh, when I first moved to this apartment, every like 4 or 5, like, I don't know, for the first year or two, every like 6 months, we would get not even every like 3 months, we would get like a package at the apartment, and I had not like nobody here. I did not order it. What had happened is it was somebody who used to live here, and I guess they didn't update their like address on wherever they would order from. They would usually order from like 7-Eleven or something, or 7-Eleven, or like one of the local grocery stores. And I remember getting like boba one time, dude. I was like, what? Free boba? You know, the only reason I even drank that was because it like came from an official company and it was like sealed. Um, and obviously, I mean, I could have been poisoned. I don't think I would do something like that now, but at the time, you know, desperate times. If somebody drops food off at your door, dude, like, you know, I'll take it. But anyways, so that had happened for a while. We had it. I haven't gotten any like random packages for the last year or two. Up until like earlier this week, I got a package, and I don't even know. Was it to my name? I don't even know. But somebody sent me a puzzle, and it's like this Canadian. I don't even know if this is real. Okay, it says John Interstate paintings are distinguished by force of beauty. Okay. So John Anderson's I guess this is a painting. I've done puzzles in the past, but like, 500 or something, 200, I don't know. 1,000. I don't know, man. You know what? I'll do puzzles when I'm like 95 years old and like when I can't do anything else. I don't know. I'd really rather spend my time trying to do something a little just a little more interactive. When I think I'll get a little like, I don't know. Do you guys do puzzles? Does anybody here do puzzles? So I don't know who this is from. It also came from, the box also came with like these Haribo green frogs. I don't know, is Haribo, I think Haribo is German. These are like, yeah, these are legit right here. This is what I'm talking about. Ooh, pretty. Yeah. It's cool artwork. But I don't know. And I'm thinking it was accidentally sent because I share an Amazon account with my mom has an Amazon account and she just gave me it. So whatever, I use her account sometimes. But she also has like her neighbor on there. She has her, grandma's on there, just. So I think her neighbor is like in her 90s or something. She's cool. She's a cool person. But she's German. She's from Germany. And I don't know who. Like I said, I think somebody who wants to do puzzles might be really old, and also the German candy. Because I did not order a puzzle in Horrible Frogs, but I was delighted. I was definitely like, okay, have a puzzle for a dark, rainy day. And those Haribo gummy candies did not last 2 days. I think maybe 3 days. Is it Friday for anybody? Or no, Sunday. It's Sunday. Is anybody like starting their day already? What do I like to do for fun? Dude, I'm so busy with like work that I try to make my work fun. I try to make my work something I enjoy. So I do like to like build, like actually build stuff, like applications. I was trying to build one. I have like an ongoing project right now where I'm building like recommendations. It's not really an app, it's just like a website I'm gonna put together where it's like a blog almost of like I think these are post-its. Yeah, post-it sticky notes. Look, I know it's name brand, I could probably go cheaper, but I could do like a one paragraph review on these if anybody wants to know my opinion. It's a Monday for you. What part of the? Well, I think in New York right now it's technically Monday. I think I'm like one of the last hours of the day. I'm kind of a whole day behind the whole rest of the world. I think it starts turning midnight in Japan. or whatever's on that vertical axes. Um, yeah, so but other than like designing and stuff, I like to play music. Every once in a while I'll go out to the movie theaters and watch a movie. Um Sometimes I'll watch a movie here sometimes. Um I don't play a lot of video games, but it's one of the things I do at the end of the night. Um, because I really try to like fucking force myself to like do something creative that playing like a good video game for just a little bit at the end of the night, for me is like fun. So I guess that's what I do for fun. What about you, Very Lou? Your name reminds me of like a 1950s, because Lou sounds like a very like old, like a vintage name, Lou. But I might need to be packing soon. It's Tuesday. I'll figure out if I'm moving. So, dude, you know what? I have like some Pokemon cards. I have some Pokemon cards that are in my storage right now, and I'm treating those like like gold right now or silver, because I think the value of them has gone up, and I don't know. Should I start selling those things? You seem really fun to be around. Oh yeah. I wish I could like do a back like a like a backflip right now, but um, I'm getting used to touching my toes again. I've just been neglecting like stretching. Um, but like last week I started like really forcing myself to stretch. I wish we were friends in real life. I mean, this is the next closest thing. Do you like? I'm not sure. Do you go on? Do you ever join the study with me streams or? I know a lot of people. I think most of the people in chat are like not in the U.S. So, um, it's really late for them. So I think those people are probably asleep right now. Um, I have been also like blow drying my hair because my hair's very flat. I have like Japanese hair, like Chinese hair. Um, so I just do the Japanese fucking just blow. Like I almost want to look like I came out of a car accident. Just look kind of like a clown. Oh, you have? Okay, cool. Um, I think I've made up my mind. I think I'm gonna make a second channel for like tech and gear because I think for the most part when I look up gear or like product reviews or whatever, you know, I don't know if I'm really looking for study with me streams or like, lifestyle blog stuff. I think I want to really just let something like that live on its own channel. Um, but I think that's what I might do after my video I'm gonna be putting up soon. Um, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow because I think I want to take time to I don't know if I'll finish editing my video. I honestly think this video that I'm gonna be trying to put out, I think I'm gonna, for the sake of just letting this thing live, sooner than later, I'm just gonna do very little editing on it, dude. Because just my schedule is so busy. That I think maybe in the near future I'll have more time to really invest in, or maybe I'll learn from just putting this together. But yeah, I think there's some beauty that comes out of like being cornered, you know? Like corner yourself sometimes and see what you come up with. I don't know. I don't think people. I think sometimes I intentionally put myself in a sticky situation because I think um, sometimes forces me to move. Forces me to move. I can't. Like I'll torture myself, basically, into pushing myself into a new position, you know. And then there's there's learning curves to that, and I think that's good. That's how you learn, you know. You don't learn necessarily by doing the same thing every day, and so in some ways, I think I sabotage myself, or you know, I don't know. Maybe sabotage is a little too like I'm not giving myself enough credit. But I have learned to I think I purposely taught myself how to not be complacent. Not just be happy with what I have. And not necessarily not to find happiness with what I have, but more like really pushing yourself, you know. I think life could be a ride, but if you're just stagnant and you're just complacent, I don't know. I don't know if the ride's as enjoyable. So I think that's my outlook a little bit. Is just putting myself in uncomfortable situations to facilitate that growth, you know. And I think that's what learning is. Learning is like, I remember taking math classes, and dude, the class that scared me the most was pre-calculus, which I failed, by the way. I've mentioned dozens of times that I've taken pre-calculus, but failed at it, you know. I like I technically I didn't fail the class, but my high school teacher at the time basically recommended, and I think they just, I don't even think they asked me. I think they forced me, you know, to take a lower grade or like lower tier math class, not as difficult as pre-calculus. It's okay to not have everything figured out. Yeah, I that's something that I've always understood, you know. And we're all not, you know, we're all not cut from the same tree. I don't know what the saying is. What is it? We're all not cut from the same cloth. You know, I really do push myself to learn, because I think that's what gives me rope to continue, to to climb. Um, it's like going into like a rainforest and you've never been to a rainforest, and you take like one step in, and the first step you take, you hear the leaves or the branches like crunching. You smell you know the I don't know, the banana trees. I don't know. You smell the river that's close by. You hear the spider monk. I don't know. You hear the gorillas, and just from taking that one step, you've kind of opened yourself up to like um, other experiences, and I think that learning is the same concept. You learn about one thing, and is if I told you about like atomic energy and like physics, and if I told you like the theory behind black holes, and how density and gravity works, man, that is enough to really, I think in a different life I would probably be like a physician or a physicist. A physician. What's a physician? Is a physician just a doctor? That's how we grow and learn. Yeah. um Growth, I think. The growth. um Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so math, I think, like learning something difficult is scary. Could be scary because one, it's challenging. Two, I think you start doubting yourself sometimes, doubting yourself that you can't handle it. You can't handle um the task of whatever that is, learning something new. For me, something that maybe I should talk more about. I'm really don't want my channel to be all about coding and like, you know again, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing here, if anybody could tell. um but yeah, I think that's one thing I learned, was that you don't know what your limits are unless you push them. And for me, I was always afraid about how I would learn how to program and to develop. Um, and I never thought about learning how to like read and write JavaScript, because I just never thought it was that smart. I always thought like, oh, if you're coding, dude, you're obviously you've taken computer science classes, you've taken some level of math. It just seemed way out of my like I was like I never thought I could attain the ability to write any kind of code, or learn how to code or develop or program, whatever you want to call it, until I was in a corner. I was man, I think I talked about this in one of my videos, but I clean toilets for a living. like my job was to clean bathrooms and clean toilets. Um, and when this is after this is after I graduated, so imagine the amount of self-esteem I had at that time. But yeah, like 3 years after I graduated uni with the, you know, with a degree, like with an education, 3 years after I was like, found myself cleaning bathrooms. What's up, Bobby? So I went from cleaning toilets to being like, I want to do something I don't think I could do, but what's it's either this or jump out the window. I don't know if I was like ready to kill myself, but I felt like that sometimes. So I was like, all right, I mean, let's go. You know, if there is a will, there is a way. You know, if you have the if you tell yourself I'm gonna go do something, even if it kills me, that's a will. That's the will. You know, that's your drive. I don't know what it is, but I found out. Oh, I found a way. I learned enough to like actually have to have taken notes and do exercises and write code from scratch, or you know, take other code and kind of have to manipulate it. Before AI came out, and when AI came out, I was like, no, 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 no. This is no bueno, you know. I didn't want to rely on it. So I ended up using it, but to like give me examples and give me, you know, just being like a using it to learn versus using it to do it for me. Um, so yeah, I figured it out, you know. So, but I've been working with it so much, maybe not like a ton recently, but I've been working with it enough to kind of like really feel the power of it. Um, and I think that's something I want to lean into more this year. Um, and try to support myself that way. Because the place I'm working at right now, I don't really get to code too often. So, you know, I think I need, I feel like I'm in the, I feel like I am in a corner again. I'm almost done with this book, dude. I have never, not for the past 5 or 6 years, have I ever told myself I'm almost done with the book. I've been reading The War of Art, and you know what? Let's do a little reading stream here. Yeah, I won't read a whole chapter here. I mean, unless you guys want, a chapter is usually like a page, like a page or two. Sometimes it's a paragraph. How old am I? I'm in my 30s. Abby. I am up there. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna read some places I found, some quotes, mostly quotes, that I found interesting. And I'll just go find the first one I highlighted here. All that counts is that for this day, for this session, I have overcome resistance. That's the theme of this book, is resistance. It's just a kind of like a metaphor for the thing that takes you away from sitting down and like working, like literally sitting down and writing, learning, doing a task. So resistance is just that animal, you know. I'm gonna turn 18 next month on Valentine's Day. Oh, cool. Man, on you your birthday's on February 14th? Is it always on? Is Valentine's Day always on the 14th? Because I think like no, yeah, I'm thinking of something else. Some people have birthdays that are on like a leap month. So some years they don't have like a birthday because there's not like 31 or 30 days in the year. Oh, it is? Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. Yeah, well, congratulations. I don't know what to tell you. But happy early birthday. Um yeah, I when I turned 18, the summer after the summer of when I had turned 18 is when I got my first job to pay for my car to go to school. Dude, this car was a time bomb though. My grandpa was really into like old vintage cars. And so he gave me it as a present, you know. And I was like, cool. I don't care what the fuck it was. I don't care if it was a rocket with wheels on it, as long as it got me to school. But this thing was, might as well could have been like a rocket. It was just like breaking down. Anyways, yeah, 18's fun. Yeah, I really gained a lot of like confidence and self-esteem when I had turned 18. Because I think when you're in like high school, at least my perception of it was, you think your world is the culmination of the 300 or 400 people or whatever, I don't know, in your class, like your graduating class, your friend group, your high school, whatever. You think that's your world, but once you step out of high school, dude, the world becomes 20,000 times bigger, 2 million times bigger, and you realize that all that stupid shit in high school it didn't matter, you know? Like I don't know. But I had nobody to tell me this, you know? So I don't know if you're still in like high school, but if you're you know, I think there's just because, you know, I do primarily study with me streams, people of all ages kind of come. But yeah, I think it's my big big advice on like being in school at that age is just don't take it too seriously, you know? Like, don't take things too hard. Alright, here we go. Here's another one. Oh, I missed one over here. Is that what it takes? Do we have to stare death in the face to make us stand up and confront resistance? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. A guy who had like was diagnosed with cancer, and he finally like quit his job to be like a writer or something. And or this lady. You know, and I think that's, sometimes you do like you have to be a little you gotta find that corner. Everybody's corner is different. The more important a call or action is to our soul's evolution, the more resistance we will feel toward pursuing it. I think that's true. Something we want to do the most is sometimes the hardest to do. Yeah, I'm exiting to see the outside world. Oh man, congrats. I'm assuming this is your last semester. Are you planning on like going through with school, or are you just looking to do something completely different? Man, I wish that was like more acceptable to like not have to go through university. Um, like I was not brought up in a family where anything but college was acceptable. Like I was basically had an ultimatum of like, if you don't go to school, well, you're gonna get kicked out. You're gonna go move with your grandma if you don't have anywhere else to live. You're gonna get a full-time job and work at a grocery store or at like at a gas station, and basically abandon you just because you didn't want to like go through with university. That's how I grew up. So I could have not gone through with school and try to pursue other things, but I don't know. I think I didn't have a lot of support at that age, to do anything. Hey, IG, you forgot me, and I'm the one with the university entrance exam. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't quite remember, but now that you mention it. Do a lot of people over there go through school go through with school to do, it's like mostly science, right? Anybody doing like liberal arts? Like becoming a writer or like a painter or like design artist or designers. um I think actually most schools, I think that most countries push that. Cuz let's just be real. We ain't going to the moon with 100 artists in the room, We need some scientists in there. Oh, okay. Physical chemistry and math. Well, that's cool. Let me see. Well, it seems like you know what you're gonna want to do. I had no clue when I had first graduated high school what I really wanted to do, um, at all. But I knew that I could probably take some courses for design, which is really just like design to me is fancy for really high functional art. Um, it's art that's functional. I think design is in a lot of ways. like architecture, architecture, an architect designs, right? Um, and then the engineer is the one that builds it. Let's see, where was I at? I was like pretty far in. Let me grab something from here. Okay. The professional keeps coming on. He beats resistance at its own game by being even more resolute and even more implacable than it is. Implaceable? Implaceable. 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 And able to be placed. Oh, what the? What's this word? Hold on. Not placed. Oh, it's the past tense. Dude, what is this word? What is this word? To be appeased, pacified, or made less angry. Oh. Okay. Anyways. But yeah, I've been it's kind of been one of my goals this year is to increase my diction, my vocabulary. I think the reason reading is very helpful in doing that is because, when you're watching TV or like anything else other than reading, if you're consuming things that don't require you to read, you run across words that you're kind of forced to deal with because the sentence doesn't make sense. If I threw in a word within a sentence and you did not know what it meant, you're not gonna know, you're not gonna have the full context to that. So I think that's what reading does. It kind of just forces you to, like, especially if you're enjoying a book for the story or whatever, and Johnny went to the river and he amorphosized himself. Well, okay, what does does that mean? Kill himself? Does that mean he lit himself on fire? What does amorphosized mean? So I think that's why I kind of want to read more too, is to force myself to read a little bit more and understand those words, build my vocabulary. And like now that I think about it, I think it's a very important part of learning and just kind of like growing as far as keeping yourself challenged and trying to remain sharp. I think reading is the key. I always, like, for the longest time I kind of I don't want to say that I thought reading was overhyped, but Um, and in a lot of the ways, I just thought as a form of entertainment. Like what's the difference between watching a show and reading it? You're still being entertained by somebody else's words or whatever that is. Um, but I think I've given it a little more respect because it does force you to one. It practices your focus. I don't know about you, but I can't read and drive at the same time, or I can't read and do the dishes or clean at the same time as reading. Um, so that's something I'm figuring out too. Is that reading for me has now become uh, a time and place to meditate a little bit, which I didn't recognize that before. Um, so I don't know. It makes me excited. Do you guys like? I know a lot of you must have to read a lot just for learning material. But do you guys read? Do you guys read just a book for fun or um, outside of school or uni or whatever? Um, but I have two other books. I have two other books that I'm gonna be reading after this. Um, I packed my way, dude. I'm starting to pack. I signed like some. I had to go like sign some papers and stuff. But I think I should be getting keys to the new place on Tuesday. But I'm always thinking something's gonna happen. I don't live at this place yet until I have access to it. So, um, those other books are packed away right now. That's why I took down my banner right here because I was just starting to take stuff down. My closet back there. And my room is been a little chaotic because almost for the whole last year I've been anticipating moving. Like I've been actively looking for other places to live. So I've maintained cleanliness, but I haven't maintained organization because I'm like, why bother right now? And one of the biggest eyesores for me is like, and I put this on my on the video, but the wires underneath my desk look like somebody threw a grenade underneath there. It just looks like. And I had it nice and cleaned up at one point, but I moved my desk and I had to work that same day, and so I was in a rush plugging stuff in, and I'm like, man, it's gonna take me like an hour or two to get all this figured out. So I ended up just leaving it because I knew I'm like, oh, well, I'm looking for a place to live right now. So if I move next month, so it's been like this for like a year now. I haven't read any books other than for school. Other than school for many years. Oh man. When I was in uni, I still kept up like reading. And I think that was the last book I read was American Psycho. Lol. Yeah. But yeah, I it's kind of been bothering me because I've been wanting to like just organize more or like just decorate or whatever, but I mean, I guess this is the reason why I might be starting to move in the next month or so, next couple weeks, so I might not. Organizing stuff right now is gonna waste my time. I'm gonna put it in a box and unbox it somewhere else in the next month. So I have it. My room's been a little chaotic right now. What type of subjects, or like what types of books would you read? I was mostly I think at a very early age, I started becoming more interested in philosophy and um not necessarily self-help books, but books that would encourage growth, I guess I would say. So I ended up getting one of the earliest books, I think, was the Book of Five Rings by Mio Miyashi. I forgot his full name. It was about the samurai who I think it's nonfiction. I think it's like a biography, semi biography of like the way this samurai who claimed to like have slain over 100 of his enemies in like duels as a samurai, and it just like his mentality and some of his thinking and the way he carried himself as a fucking crazy bloodshedding samurai. And it was remember, this is Japanese, and even I think the way Japanese think is different than like Western and Eastern. I think that the yin and yang. Hello, Lo. What's up, Lo? Elo? Howdy, howdy. I'm just chilling here, man. Um, and there's nothing else. It's just me and the microphone. I went to I was packing and I found this illustration I did a while ago. I wanna and so it's a I don't know if anybody's played Dungeons and Dragons or any tabletop game. But there's this thing called a dungeon master. Generally don't know about books I used to read, kid story books when I'm a kid. A lot now, it's all school books. Yeah. I know what you mean. But I did end up finding some time while I was in uni to read a couple books. But anyways, it's this is what you would call the dungeon master, and he has this table, like this book. But here I try to make him hold like a glass, something made out of glass to reflect, because these people who would be like sitting around this table would be playing, and this is like the board, and I left it empty because that's how you kind of walk in with your own imagination. This guy's like the dungeon master is really like building the world for the players. um but yeah, that's what that drawing is up there. I might bust out some more. I'll probably like show you guys some videos of some of my drawings that I did when I'm just going through stuff. But yeah, I just want to jump on here and see how y'all doing. I think I'm gonna try to do these a little more often. Just like on a weeknight probably for me, because I could be up this late and not worry about just needing to go to sleep or whatever. I could chill. I can't chill like weeknights. I can't chill because I know I'm gonna have to get up for work, and I know there's gonna be an issue. You know, there's something's gonna come up. So I'm usually kind of like, I won't say stressed, but I'm just more like I'm like on a mission, you know. So I can't like chill as much. Here I'm like I'm relaxed. I don't have to. I don't have to be at work tomorrow. So there's nothing to like. You know, I could kind of just release myself, not be tense. But I'm gonna take off here. Kind of trying to relax a little bit before I go to sleep. But yeah, thanks everybody for chilling with me. I don't know, maybe I'll like try to incorporate something, or just you know, I would like to like go on YouTube and react to some stuff, but I don't know how strict YouTube is with like content licensing, and I would hate to do a stream and I get a strike on my channel or parts of the audio's muted. But yeah, I think if I keep doing these, maybe I'll like more people will show up, or we'll get some idea of like maybe what we could do. I might be moving soon, and I do have like Pokemon cards. I know not everybody's into Pokemon, but I think that it might be interesting, just for funsies. All right, y'all. Yeah, I think I was just gonna be on here for an hour. Take risks. Goodbye. Thanks, Abby. What's going on, Jazz? I'm about to get off here, Jazz, but thanks for stopping by and saying hi. I was just on here just saying what's up, how y'all doing? I know this is not the typical time I stream, but I'm trying something new. Happy New Year. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Fancy seeing you. I know, it's nice seeing you. Hope you're all doing good. And I don't know when I'll be on next. I have like a busy schedule coming up next week, so I already made a post about it, but yeah, it's gonna be kind of random right now, because I might start moving and getting things in place next week, and sometimes I might have to be out of the, you know, be moving stuff during the day, or like show up at the other place to set things up. So my streaming, I have no schedule right now because I don't even know if I'm going to be busy the next day. So I'll just be popping on maybe a couple days every week. But if I don't see you, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you guys next time. Did you find a new place? Yes, I might be moving. I don't know 100%, but yeah, maybe I'll talk about it on the next stream if I do. But see you guys. Bye bye. See ya, Jazz. See ya, Abby. Thanks for stopping by. Bye bye.